record, and I'm going to make sure it is recording because last week's didn't record. And I am going to share my screen. And we will start the slideshow. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Global Blockchain, Cryptocurrency and Trading Meetup community. Tonight is hosted by myself, DC, and was supposed to be hosted with CryptoRat too, but we'll see if he makes it. Please don't record as we are already doing so. We have a private Telegram group, so if there's anybody that is new in here this evening or anybody that's not in our Telegram group that would like to join, if you drop your Telegram name or number into the comment section or send it by DM in the comments to David Cahill, we'll get you added to the meetups or to the Telegram group. In terms of meetups, there is a meetups form that you can fill in after the meetup for feedback. We'd appreciate it if you could give some feedback. It helps us improve the meetups and it helps other people find the meetup group as well. And then finally, this is not financial advice. So in our meetup tonight, we ask everybody just to be aware of others, to be friendly and patient, welcoming and respectful, be open to all questions and viewpoints, be understanding of differences, be kind and considerate to others. You know, this slide always goes slow there for me. So the next upcoming meetings that we have, so we've changed tonight's meetup a little bit because the market circumstances. So we were meant to be having a chat on managing risk and safety and mistakes. So we're going to move that and we're going to have an additional meeting next week because I think what happens in the markets this week warrants a meeting on its own. And that's really what we're going to discuss tonight. So we do have another meeting on Monday night to discuss the topic of managing risk, safety and mistakes for those that are interested. Then we also have a meeting next Friday where we'll be talking about assessing a project or an investment. And then tonight, well, what we're going to discuss tonight is, first of all, we have a little bit of an announcement. We have a contest to launch, and then we also are going to just have an open discussion, what I've titled here, Oh My, What Just Happened? And we're going to talk about what's basically going on in the market and where we think things are going to go. And hopefully put some of you at a little bit of ease if possible. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and we're going to start with a little bit of an announcement. Now, Simon isn't here at the moment, but some of you have may noticed, I know Marco, you noticed straight away that there was somebody else posting in the Telegram group. Marco or Simon is coming on with us as admin in the group just to help us along for the moment, okay? Now, what's the bigger picture is that this meetups group, we've made some brilliant contacts and there's some amazing people in this group, okay? And Dee and I have a lot of plans. Well, we have a lot of ideas, but we have absolutely no plans yet. And we need to get to a stage where we're formulating our ideas into plans as to where the community is going to go, and then other side projects that can be developed from the community. So based on this, we really want to take the whole community with us that wants to come with us. So your involvement is totally optional. So to do this and to do this properly, what we've decided to do is put a skills form together and to allow people that would like to work with us on any level. Okay, we haven't, like I said, we've got ideas, but we have absolutely no plans. We're open to suggestions. But I think between the community, we've got so many skill sets there that we could do quite a lot of things. So at the moment, we just have a skills form, and I'm going to drop the skills form into the chat in a couple of minutes. So if anybody would like to fill in the skills form, as we start to put our ideas into plans and as you start coming forward with ideas and stuff, we can start actually taking actions. And we're not talking about having things, you know, we just want to run the meetup group for the moment. We want to enjoy everybody's company. We want to have our little chats. But come the next bull run, we want to be in a position where our meetup group is an awful lot stronger than that, and that maybe we even have a product, or there's different groups of people within the meetup group that have combined together to create products that we can help them then get exposure for. That's just the bigger picture. So based on that, Simon is going to just help us with the admin. He was always jumping in Telegram, helping people answer people's questions and stuff like that. We were finding we might start to need a third breakout room in the actual meetups. So we asked Simon if he would be happy enough to come on, and he has. And hopefully we'll be able to take a lot more of you forward with us moving forward. So that is the announcement. If anybody has any questions on it or any input on it. Okay, well, on that one, we're going to move on to something fun. And David is going to tell you all about the new contest that we have. You want to hop on there?
Yeah, so we're going to do a token of the month competition. It's really simple. We'll log the tokens at the start and we check at the end. Whoever's token has performed the best, there'll be prizes involved. And yeah, Paul has a nice form there, a spreadsheet done up, so we can fill it in. And if you're having any troubles on Android filling it in, I think it's Google Sheets on the Play Store works. If you just want to work it off your phone. Yeah, that's really it. It's nice and simple. You can pick any coin once it's obviously up on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. And we've got till when's the final entry date, Paula?
So the final entry date will be next Friday, okay? So just before the start of the month. The contest will run for the entire month. So it's the gains, it's percentage gains on the coin for the actual month. And we will then have prizes at the end. So we were kind of teasing out what we do as a contest. We were asking in the Telegram group, and trading came up a bit. But the problem with running a trading contest is the ability for us to actually track it properly. And we can't really do that for different accounts and stuff. So the easiest thing that we could do that was kind of on that lines was a coin of the month. So basically you get to pick one coin and one coin only. Now you have a choice. You have a whole week to pick this coin from now, so you can do some really good research, or you can flip a coin and do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Makes absolutely no difference to us.
Can I give a suggestion, Paula?
Yeah, I'd love to, yeah.
Maybe 2 coins will be better, because like a fantasy league or something like that, where you pick up 2 coins and then the between the 2 of them, the 2 aggregated will give the winner an idea, just to
you know what,
put the things more interesting, because I'm sure someone will pick up Dodge, you know. And so
well, if Bitcoin moves, Bitcoin will end up coin of the month. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, Marco, that is a better idea that we pick 2 coins. So I'm actually going to have to change the form again. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's no problem. It's an improvement. So I'm quite happy to make improvements on it. It does as well, like if somebody gets a massive gain on a crazy coin that costs 0.00001 of a cent, it's so easy to get 100% gain. So if there's 2 coins, it makes it a little bit fairer and stuff as well. So yeah, I think we go with that. So it's 2 coins that we get to pick. And I will share the form later on. I'll also share the form now in a couple of minutes for the skills. And there was one more form that I wanted to share this evening. And again, this is completely optional. It's not a form, it's a spreadsheet. And it's for you to add your social contact details into, and to find others to follow on social media and stuff. Because I know some people in here are trying to grow their Twitter accounts and certain things like that. So I'm going to drop a spreadsheet link in as well into the chat later on. And if anybody wants to be building their social media profiles at all, just add them to the spreadsheet, and if everybody could follow everybody and that sort of carry on. Yeah, just to help the community grow. So that's really all then on the official side. So we're going to move on to, oh my. How does everybody feel?
I listened somewhere that was the worst day since 2013. So I'm not here in the market since that. I'm here since 2017. It was impressive. It was impressive the way that it was going down, but I think it was a pure manipulation that led to this point at this stage.
What sort of manipulation do you believe it was?
I think because of that post that I made, that I found on Twitter, it's something that you need to think about it, and even there was 5 billion fresh money going on the exchanges, and after the down, that 5 billion left the exchanges to cold storage. So I think was a pure the big money is now on the game, and I think it's a big difference between this market in 2017. I've been reading a lot. It's really easy sometimes to fall on the speculation, but because of that specific post with the date stamp from the previous day, I think there is a lot to think. For one side, I think the fact that the big money is coming to the market is a good sign. So it's sign of maturity of this market is going to another level. So that's my thoughts.
Anybody else want to jump in with some initial thoughts on what's happened?
I agree. There's a bit of manipulation going on. There definitely is. I mean, and there's no point in giving out, worrying about it, or and trying to, blame people on it. It's just what's to be expected. We've had an easy run for the last year, very, very easy run, and we enjoyed parabolas. Now that that's over, you got to work for your money. It's not you're not going to be getting handed money off the market anymore. Dominance will flip. Bitcoin will take off. It could well smell 25. It could smell 20. If that happens, everyone's going to panic. We will be entering a bear market. But at the moment, looking at the carry on that's going on the last hour or two, not see much power in it, just it's really hard. But just remember, there'll be another bull cycle, and just sit. If you didn't get out in time or you weren't taking profits, learn from it. And the next time we have a parabola, maybe we'll take profits. It'll make us all clever. It'll make us all better. And if you're still here at this stage, you're in it for the long haul, and eventually you'll come back and you'll do. You won't believe, you laugh at this day in time to come, So it's all good. It's a long-term vision thing,
I think if we and I think Monday's discussion will be really interesting, because one of the key points it's risk management. If the people applied risk management, I think they are pretty comfortable with the situation, and all we know that the market goes up and comes down. We just need to play that game. I think is the point, and learn as much we can from the things.
Eric, you dropped an image into the Telegram group there a couple of minutes ago on the Chinese FUD. Could you share that on screen? Have you the ability to share that on screen?
I can't. I'm having a technical nightmare again this evening. Every time I get on Zoom, I have a technical nightmare for some strange reason.
Okay,
but,
well, I tell you what, I will share it. Okay, if I can find it, and if you would maybe just like to discuss it, can everybody see this?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, what I put that up because people are watching. They're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, every social media outlet that's out there. Even you watch the American news, it's just it's unbelievable what they're talking about BTC, about the cryptocurrency market at the moment, and it's all fear. It's all about creating fear, because there is these massive whales and there's these massive investors who are just going to cream it off, shake out the newbies, shake out the guys who just dabbled in it, and they're just going to clean them out. Which, like, there's something like 8,000 futures traders wiped off this week.
800,000. 800,000.
Sorry, 800,000. Yeah, but I think in Ireland there's 800 futures traders just in Ireland alone, completely wiped. So it's a big shakeout. It's very, we all get excited. We look. couple of weeks ago, we were looking at 60 grand. We were all on the call here, you know, and guys were saying we're going to sell out and they invest in this kind. Some guys were saying they were going to put more money in. But when you know, you look a gift horse in the mouth, you know, you got to take profits. Like, it was very hard to call this. You know, you can do as much TA as you can, but this is a massive shakeout. This is massive. I agree with the guys earlier on. It's massive manipulation, but from an astronomical scale, and like, everybody was caught off guard. Everybody was really. You know, the best of traders have lost money in their trading accounts. Now, I hope everybody, you know, risk reward is everything. You make profit, you take it on the exchange, or you take it off into cold storage, or you put it into Tether, whatever you do. Especially now, because I have a good friend of mine, I know it's on a side note, who has a Coinbase account, which would be one of the better exchanges. You know, I know it's higher fees and all that. And he has two-way authentication, and his account got hacked even with that, and he got completely cleaned out 2 days ago. So, you know, I would advise everybody, you know, the way things are at the moment with the volatility, you know, really put your stuff onto a hard wallet, or else into Tether. But, you know, or spread it out over different exchanges, because there's a lot of people being hacked and losing their funds. You know.
Eric, do you know the details of that hack? Was it a SIM theft? Was it? I mean, what happened? Did they get his phone, or what happened?
I think it was via the phone. Yeah, the phone security is a lot of people are trading on their phones. A lot of people are doing a lot of stuff on their phones, and they think it's secure. Like, phones are so easily, the SIMs are so easily. All they need is your
number,
your name, your date of birth, or your GPS number, or anything like that. Boom, they're in. Like, it's.
I'm planning to use one of my old mobile phones to put on work, just to have everything related with crypto just on that spare mobile phone that I don't use on a daily basis, just to create a firewall between the things. That's my idea. In fact, you accelerate my decision to go.
I have a second phone as well. I have my primary phone for phoning, you know, friends and family and work colleagues, whatever. But I have a separate phone just for my crypto. And
definitely
stuff that I want to take offline.
Thank you for sharing that. And another thing that I want to add for that, there is a lot of scams out there. People, bear in mind that if there is a promise of easy gains, if there, nobody can promise anything. There is always a risk involved. If there is a promise of easy gains, if you are rewarded to bring anyone, and then there is a promise of for sure you are taking on that schemes that exist, and be aware of that. There is a lot of people going on that and losing a lot of money with that. So bear in mind.
We'll be talking about that all on Monday night, so we'll have a good deep discussion about all that sort of stuff.
Just somebody popped up a question there about authenticator. Is it Google Authenticator or is it Authy? It was actually through the Authy app, which I use, which is supposedly a very secure app. So I was really taken aback by that, you know, because it's supposed to be the number one go-to two-way FA authenticator. So, you know, you're never safe enough.
But the two-way authentication, if you have the mobile phone in your hand, you have access to everything. So you have access to the email, you have access to the passwords that are on memory, and you have access to FA. So if you lose a mobile phone and someone can get inside of your mobile phone, they will have access to every firewall. Because I ever think that this two-way authentication doesn't work really, because of the mobile phones, how easy it is to hack the mobile phones. That's my thoughts. And I think if you think that you are not so secure with the 2FA, because everything is on the same equipment.
Yeah, I'm actually I was talking to a guy who's developed an app. He's based in Oxford in the UK. It's called Traced. It's an app you download. It's not finished yet, like, but he's kind of 99%. You download it and it scans everything on your phone to see if you have sort of something going on in the background that you shouldn't have. And it's really good for, I think, the HSE and a lot of departments in Ireland will be downloading this app onto their phones. It's going to be compulsory. But
a bit late for them now.
yeah, I know it is. But it's like everything else. The horse is bolted, and they, they're going to bring it in. But
well, look, we'll talk about all of this on
Sorry, yeah, I'm going off
Monday
topic.
night.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back to tonight's topic of what's after happening in the market. And I'd like to ask some of the newer people that are with us, Harley, Viviana, John and Quinn, that are newer to the crypto market, how they're feeling, what they've seen of the crash, what they know of the crash. Do any of you want to hop in there?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of our first experiences in a big dip crash. So I'm so grateful for all of you. I really want to say that. We both are really grateful for the Telegram group, because when that happened, we were like, okay, what's going on? So thanks, you guys.
We knew we were hopping on a roller coaster when we got in this world. So some people like roller coasters, other people don't. But we know that, if you stay strapped in, it's all good. So it was one hell of a ride, to say the least.
And we've got good friends, so that makes a big difference. But yeah, I am excited to hear or learn more about this hack, because with Authy, I mean, even with your face, like, I mean, you can do like various things to even protect the Authy app. So I'm curious as to what happened with that, because to me, I think the scariest thing is not just like the dip. I would say it's more like the security of everything, just making sure that when it's the right time, make sure it's on the cold storage. Like that to me is, you just never really know.
But I do want to learn how Paula had her trend line so on point.
Yeah,
because that was very helpful.
You're like a wizard. How do you do this?
And I didn't trade it. Like, how sad am I?
Very, very, very helpful. So thank
Harry,
you all.
how did you get on this week? I know you jumped into the group and you seen what was after happening with the commotion.
Yeah, it was a lot. Oh my goodness, I really was like, oh my goodness, you guys must have been going through the motions. But I haven't had, like, I have a list of things that I would like to invest in, but I don't have the money right now, so I'm kind of just watching what they're doing. So I haven't really lost, but what I do have has certainly dipped a lot. But it's,
well, not financial advice, but it's probably best you don't have money to buy in right now. I wouldn't be fully recommending it at the moment. So I wouldn't. Viviana, how about you? How did you get on during the week?
Well, I was I was a bit shocked because it was my first dip as well. But I felt more for your there trading, because you suggested my first a meetup to hold them, and I was like, okay, I hold and do nothing. It's not that much, but I was okay. That's kind of something that
I'm going to reassure you as well. Holding is always a good strategy. Okay, now I know the market has dipped, and I know that might sound a little bit crazy right now, but the dips are temporary. Now, we can't say how long temporary they're going to be. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be 3 years, but the dips are temporary. And if it is as long as 3 years, you can be assured that the ride back up is going to be a hell of a lot more fun than the ride that we just went down. So holding is never, ever a bad strategy. I know there's a lot of people out there that have a trading portfolio and a separate holding portfolio. They've closed their trading portfolios at the moment. They haven't touched their holding portfolios. So, it depends on which side of the fence that you're actually on. And some are on both, some are just on one. So I wouldn't be too worried about holding and just holding on tight. It'll work.
But it's funny because the people, when the Bitcoin is 65, they say, I wish that I could have the Bitcoin at 32K or 35K to buy again. And when the Bitcoin goes down, everyone stays scared and sells in loss. So I think the big lesson is the market is go down. It's an opportunity. If you want to invest, if you believe in the product, make like a kind of dollar average, since below 36 is always an amazing opportunity to start filling bags. Do a dollar, don't put all the money, but start to putting some levels down. Because if you are for the long journey, if you're going to need the money on a short period of time, don't do that, of course. But if you are for the long journey, this is a very amazing opportunity to start filling the bags again, because you've seen already that the top is 65. So if you start to buying 35, I think now it's 36. If you're starting to buy now on the way down, because nobody knows where is I believe that will be 28, but that's my thoughts, and I don't know nothing about this in the end of the day.
So well, I've just shared the chart. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
A wonderful chart. This is a 4-hour chart, so it's going back quite a long time. It's going back over a year, okay? So, or no, it's going back past
we can
February,
see your
sorry.
watch list.
See my watch list. Don't mind me watch list. Anyway, sure. There you go now. Okay. Okay, so I have my own theories on what happened. And I think multiple things, I think multiple factors came into play to have such a catastrophic dip on one particular day. The first theory that I think was in play is something that Marco actually shared. So many of you probably seen it in the group, in the Telegram group. And this is this Wyckoff playoff. And it's basically a textbook script to squeeze people out of the market, to exhaust them and squeeze them completely out of the market. And it was following the script to the absolute T. Now, in essence, like basically what's happened is big influencers are in the market and they basically moved the market for us. And this is the way they've moved it. And they've played all of us. Now, who these are, I don't know. Some people have said that these are the investors. This is what we have wanted. This shows that the big players are in the market. But other evidence suggests that it may not be the institutes that have done this, that it may also just be the mining pools, the likes of F2 mining pools, because every time that we had one of these big dips here, F2 mining pools was seen to be dumping huge amounts of Bitcoin onto the market at the one time. So if they were doing these ones, and it was proven that they were doing these ones, they were either involved in the whole Wyckoff thing, or they knew it was happening and were playing with it, but somebody has actually moved the market. So that's the first thing that was actually going on. So,
Vitalin sold a lot of Ethereum on the top, just before that started.
Yeah.
The wallet is monetized by someone, and we can see a very big movement that he made on Ethereum to the exchanges to for sure to sell.
For sure to sell. Well, there was that situation happening, but there was also another situation happening this week. And well, there may have been two separate situations happening this week. I'm not sure if they're interlinked or not. But there was, and I'm sure again, many of you seen it in the Telegram group, there was a supposed insider leak from somewhere that markets were going to be dropped. They were going to be dropped because they wanted to liquidate out a new partner. And it seemed to be exactly to the T of the times that it was going to drop, what it was actually going to drop to. I mean, they stated place your buyback orders in at 32 or whatever it was. You know, it was fairly bang on. Now, in line with this, I also know that Justin Sun from Tron had a $1 billion order open and people were trying to liquidate him as well. Now, whether that's the same liquidation as what was going on in the comments, but they all hit. And they all hit the other day when we got this massive drop. Okay, so on saying that, I am not 100% convinced that this Wyckoff playoff is now complete.
No, because one thing, if you see that big candle that goes down to the 30s,
Yeah.
every time that a big candle left behind, the market revisits that. So that means it goes a little bit up, and then automatically the market does a correction to go in clean. It's like it goes back to fill the bags again.
Here with this big wick here, you can see it here with this big wick that it always does come back down.
And the next support is on the 28. I think below 30 is 28. In fact, I was thinking that he was touching on the 28 because that support from 30 doesn't come from nowhere. There is no strong support on the 30s. And we can see a strong support on the 28s. I'm sure David is much better than me, and he can he can make a better reading than me.
Well, any of you, if you want to request control to draw on the charts, feel free, or share your own charts and I'll take my one down. That's no problem if anybody has some stuff.
Yeah, Paula, I have another reason. I think it definitely was market manipulation. An interesting thing happened to me this day, actually last week, about 3 o'clock this day last week. I have a good friend of mine, an old school buddy, and he actually works in the financial industry over in the States, and he's in the traditional, if you want to call it, the traditional financial system, but he's dabbling in the cryptos as well. And he rang me at 3 o'clock this day last week, and he said to me, "Sell your crypto portfolio because it's gonna take a massive hit." And I just laughed at him. I says, it's all baloney, it's all hype, And then he went through a few X, Y's, Z's. This way it's gonna go down. And he told me that somebody that he knows who's in one of these big financial institutions are gonna take it down so they can get in cheaper. And lo and behold. Look what happened during the week. So I do really think there is people in the know, and they all line up at the same time to wipe us out and get in cheaper. And
yeah, this has been going on for over 100 years in every single market. Remember the tulip carry on? I mean, did you ever see anybody's ever seen that film Trading Places? I know that's a comedy movie, it's a good movie, but that is true. Nearly to the letter. That's how this stuff works. These market makers, you're dead right, Marco. They will be coming back down to collect that candle. There is a ton of liquidity that they need to collect, and they will go back and collect every last Satoshi off us retailers. So, I mean, it's just the same pattern.
My only mistake, my only mistake on this process, I don't know where I come. Today, even I was revisiting the charts. I don't know where I took the 45,000 line. I was thinking I put the sell orders to 45,000, and in fact the market, I forgot that there was a big wall on the 42. That was I should have put the sell orders on the 42 and not the 45. So, but I'm okay. I can live with this. So I survived to the 2018 market, and I'm here. So it was really interesting to see this one. And there is an opportunity for me to fill the bags again.
So there's definitely some lessons to learn and mistakes that we all made throughout this that we should kind of pass on to each other. One of the biggest mistakes that people tend to make is selling into a big red candle. So be prepared. The market is very, very volatile at the moment, and we're going to see big red and big green candles as things move down into a little bit more of a squeeze and tighten up before they blast off again in whichever direction they're going to go. So don't sell into a big red candle. Wait, it's always going to bounce back up. Wait for the market to come to you. Okay,
the rule says that you buy on the red, you sell on the green.
Sell on the green.
So
you only realize losses when you sell. So if you're already in an unrealized loss at the moment, you can take that hit if you want to take that hit. It's going to get lower, but holding it, it's not a bad strategy either. Okay, it can be hard to trade, and if you're selling now with the hope of accumulation, You could have great success, and many people will, and I'm hoping to have a little bit myself. But hodling, you will do okay. Don't panic is kind of the message here.
An interesting question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, so an interesting question would be for everybody: who's bullish and who's bearish?
It's difficult. It's difficult at this stage. I think we need to see what the market going to do on the next week. That's my opinion. I think the market goes to the 28th, and then it goes to bounce back. It's going to test around of the 50, something like that, and that will be the key test to the bear or bull. If he breaks and he does a new all-time high, we are definitely on the bull. We need to play the market. The market, it makes the rules. So we need to have a lot of precaution on the next weeks. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not in alts. The alts that I'm there, I assume the losses I keep there. The ones that I was wiped off by on the not wiped, I got out with the stop losses. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to invest until I see a confirmation that the market is on the bull.
I would be bearish, Eric. All the indicators are showing bear signs. The trend is going down. Now, just because I'm bearish right now, I'm bearish on the 1 hour candle, I'm bearish on the 4 hour candle, I'm bearish on the 1 day candle too. Because all the technical indicators say so. Until the technical indicators say otherwise, I'm bearish.
Yeah.
I think that we might have missed something here, because I've had this thought now for the last few months, ever since Bitcoin started kind of getting rejected off this 64. I tried to go through it a couple of times. Back in the previous bull runs, the only way you could get your hands on an altcoin was by trading it through a Bitcoin pair. And that's why you would see a blow off top on Bitcoin. And this is what we would always use as our indicator. You know, Bitcoin's going to go off and blow off top. And you're going to have this massive alt season. But if you opened up the alt chart minus Bitcoin now, that blow off top looks like it's happened. And it's not happening to Bitcoin because we don't rely on Bitcoin to trade these pairs anymore. So the volume doesn't need to go through the Bitcoin anymore. So
chart is that, and I'll try and bring it up.
it's actually it's on index. Don't go into crypto, go into indexes.
Sorry, yeah, index.
It's the altcoin market minus Bitcoin.
It was there. If you remove it's the fourth, I think. The fourth. If you remove the search, is the fourth selection. Yeah, is that one? The fourth one. Sorry, the third one. BTC. No, BTC.
That's the one. Total minus Bitcoin. I think that's it, isn't it?
Total two.
Excluding Bitcoin. Yeah, that's it there. Yeah, that's the one there. Now, before obviously this stuff over the last day or two, look at that. I mean, you know, and this looks more like blow off top stuff to me. So I think we might have been all sitting here waiting for Bitcoin to do its blow off, do its thing, and we all missed this chart. I've been looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, waiting for the Bitcoin to flip over just so I could move my money from alts to Bitcoin. See, I have a trader mindset. I will tell people that holding is mad, and some people think I'm mad. You just sell your Bitcoin, you just sell your Ethereum, but that's a trader's mindset. So, you know, even in the group, you hear me saying you're mad if you hold. Just tell me to shut up, because I have a trader's mindset. I don't care about any coin. I just follow the money around all the different coins. I'll sell me Bitcoin in 2 seconds to buy wherever the money's going. So, you know, that's, if you're new, that's not the mindset to have. The mindset to have is to invest, hodl. But when I look at this, I get scared. I think to myself, I think we've had our blow off top, you know, because look at that for a chart. I mean, minus all the stuff that went on in the last couple of days, it looks pretty toppy to me. It looks pretty frothy. And
that was down 55%. Like, I don't think there's any way people can stay with a 55% correction that we're still.
But if you go to all the coins, you see really easily 60 do a Fibonacci and touchdown on the 0.618. I think Bitcoin is not doing that on the last 2 seasons. But if you see that, normally the altcoins do that really easily. on even on the bull market. So
can you? I can't do Fibonacci's. Does somebody want to come in and do
I
them?
can do it. I can do it.
You want to
go ahead.
share your screen and I'll
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
sharing?
Let me open
try.
my trading view.
You feel free to share there because
So what is my share screen? Okay, let me
there should be options down the bottom.
No, I just need to change the windows. So share screen, screen 2. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it, chat.
So I have a Fibonacci here, but I'm going to design a new one. I'm here on the 4 hours, but let's put this on the give a little bit more context to this. So if we go here, Fibonacci. I'm wondering I was trying both. Let me just, before I draw the Fibonacci, remove this. Okay, Fibonacci. I was wondering if it was here or here. So I still need to decide which one is the best support. So, and you draw to the top and you see now he's on the 68.
Okay, yeah.
You see, he went to the 0,618. And I think these, you go check all the coins all around and you see these up and up and up and up and after. So someone even go to the 0,786. That's a much bigger dip. But you can see that happen often. But this one they call it the golden point of the Fibonacci.
Oh, the golden pocket, is that what that's referred to as?
Something like that. David, you used to talk about Fibonacci sometimes on the
Yeah.
chat. I'm okay with saying this, right? I need a little bit of confirmation because normally I design for myself, not for an audience. So
Yeah, no, I've been trading Fibonacci's myself. I find them very reliable. That's the honey hole, yeah. And Bitcoin, you seen Bitcoin had a lot of drama around that point, you know. And where did we wick straight back down to, you know, straight down to the honey hole. You know, and this is a great range to trade. But look, we're not going to go into a big trading talk. But those of you who are trading won't understand this. I'm sure you're loving this little range.
So we should expect a little bit going up now. Is oversold, completely oversold, almost on the zero. So we should expect, there was a lot of money coming in. So we should expect a little bit retracement there. That's my thoughts. But then it's still going down here to this 28 level that is around of here. I think it's here 28 something. Because let me put this bigger.
For the traders out there at the moment, if we do drop down, we're establishing a new range, you know, and ranges are easier to trade in than you know where you're going, you know where the ups are, you know where the downs are, and I think some nice trading patterns could be established. I mean, the trading pattern for the last 2 days was pretty decent for those that are brave enough.
Well, I don't have time to do a really, because I have my work during the day. I have the classes, so I have a lot of things. So sometimes I need to have a careful approach what I do in the market, because sometimes I can run out of the trades really easily playing out. But I'm a mix between the long term. I don't bother to go in a loss, you see. Because I know, I understand already the long journey is there in favor of me. So whatever it happens, you just need to have a very good risk and a very good balance on your portfolio. You should have most of your coins on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you can play, let's say, 25 of your portfolio, 25% of your portfolio play with the other coins. With the more
John,
risky ones.
You have a little tick there beside your name. Did you want to hop in and say something there?
Well, I guess maybe I'm wrong, but I am bullish for like between now and August.
Okay.
I don't have the best chart making skills in the world, but will I show you my chart?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to stop share.
Let's see, where in God's name is it? Apologies. So there, that I'm looking at. Sorry, I'm bad at Zoom. There we go. Okay, share. Connections there, but yeah, cool. So looking on the daily charts. So today isn't finished, so it's not really a great indicator for today. But I just noticed that whenever it goes below 30 on the RSI, and then it goes above 30 again, whenever Bitcoin does that, usually means it's that it's going to go up again for another couple of months. So it does that. If you see here, when it did it last year and the year before, it was indication that there was going to be another few months momentum. And to me, that kind of makes sense, because I tend to believe in the seasonality of the financial markets and cryptocurrency, that because we're going into the summer, or that's May, and then we're going to go into summer again, that around this time it should go down and go up again anyway. It seems it does that every year. So today I bought, I bought more cryptocurrency today, and this isn't really a great trend line that I've made, because there's not enough information really. But so throughout the summer, I'll be watching to see if it can if it can get over $50,000, $55,000 or $50,000. If it does, maybe it will have a shot at a new all-time high. If it doesn't, well, it'll just be another opportunity to sell by August.
I think the same, but we should have careful, because we need to see what the market is going to give us on the next month. But overall, I'm bullish, because if you compare this to the last, even if you go to the other charts that you show us on the beginning, Paula, on the first meetup, if you go to that chart, we still have room to play. This
Which
was a
chart
pure
was that,
manipulation.
Marco?
I don't remember exactly the name. You showed that graphics where it shows that you said that if he's going blue, I'm out of the market. You remember? I don't remember now.
Yes.
Yeah. So even the other one that you see the against the halving cycles, we still, I think this was a pure manipulation, as David said, that the big whales wanted to fill the bags, and 800, we had 800,000 leverage account were wiped out on a couple of hours. It was something impressive.
That's crazy. That was crazy. The liquidations were absolutely nuts.
But it's needed. There was a lot of that small players. They think that it's easy money. They need to learn that lesson. And the market is specialists doing that. They love that kind of money. It's easy money for the whales.
Well, there's another thing as well, as I noticed about the other day, it was really important. It should be brought up. It should be in the future, if you're in this situation, don't get caught again. I had set myself a limit, a strategy there a while ago, because I felt things were looking a bit toppy. And the strategy, part of the strategy was to take profits and all that other good stuff. But the plan C, the emergency red button was to sell just to get out of 32. Now again, as hodlers, don't worry about this stuff. This is just for traders probably. So at 32, I went on to try and find an exchange or try and get at my assets. And there wasn't a hope because I was using centralized exchanges. Had I been using a proper, fully decentralized exchange, I could have gone on and traded. Aave, Maker, all these proper DeFi products were all running perfectly. Uniswap was okay, but you would have paid. You would have paid heavily for your gas fees. So Binance, forget about it. Coinbase, I don't know what happened. I don't use Coinbase. I don't know if that froze or not, so I can't say that. But I can tell you, Crypto.com, Binance, the centralized ones are all frozen. You wouldn't have been able to get at your assets even if you wanted to. So bear that in mind. And as I say, the financial products like Aave and Maker, some of these other ones, they didn't glitch. They took in the volume, they handled it, they processed the orders at the same speed. They had a backup plan. So for anybody in future that has a point where they want to jump out of market, you won't be able to do it on a candle like that in a centralized exchange. So it's just food for thought, you know.
FTX is a very good exchange. Now it's pretty on the money as well.
Can we run through that on Monday on the session you're going to make to mitigate risk? Could we have a quick approach to all these additional exchanges?
Yeah,
The decentralized ones.
of course.
Just out of
How
curiosity.
did you get on during the week, Carlos?
Sorry?
How did you get on during the week yourself?
I'm okay, but I'm in the red, because I bought and, my portfolio is down. Some of the alts, I started to sell some of them before and just trying to unify, reducing my portfolio because it's too much work. This sort of trading mentality, you need to spend too much time with it. But it didn't really affect me, because somehow I was expecting another dip and coming up again. But obviously I'm in the red, so I'm losing money. Not that it's going to aggravate me a lot, but I'm not the only one, I imagine.
I think I've not been touched yet on any of the meetups. People need to compare always the portfolio. If you are on the altcoins, you need to compare your portfolio against the Bitcoin. Or Ethereum, at least. You should not compare against USD, because many times you will be surprised that you think that you are in profit. Let's say that you sold Bitcoin to buy ADA, and then you realize, let's say that you sold one Bitcoin to buy ADA, and then when you sell ADA in profit and you are really happy and you realize that you have just 0.9 Bitcoin. You need always to do that comparison. I don't see many people doing that. And many times that I try to explain this, maybe I explain really bad. The people don't get the point. And compare yourself. And the Bitcoin normally compared against the dollar. All the other ones compare against Bitcoin or at least Ethereum. Because if you are going to sell Ethereum to go to a halt, you should compare that pairs, because the other day I noticed that I was down I was really happy that I was making profit with a lot of coins. When I was trying to revert back to Ethereum, I realized that was in a loss, so I was doing less Ethereum. So you should have that attention to the new ones on the group if you play with the different coins, not just with the big ones. So bear in mind, try to compare against the pairs. Forget the euro, forget the GBP. Compare against the pairs that are, let's say, the standards on the industry.
Well, I've stopped actually, Marco, comparing against the US dollar for Bitcoin, and I've moved back to euro because the US dollar is devaluing. I don't want to see my tether turn into nothing.
Sorry,
already taken a loss.
Sorry, an apart. The other day I was watching a video from a guy on YouTube, and I was surprised that, in fact, most of the guys that think they are performing on the stocks market, they are losing against the gold. If they were holding gold, because they are comparing the portfolios on stock markets against the USD, and they should be comparing against gold. That is the standard of is the storage of value on the market, and nobody compares stocks against the gold. And this was really interesting.
I like your style, Marco. I like your style.
Done being done.
We have there are a couple of people in the room this evening that aren't on camera and haven't said hi. I just would like to open the floor up to them to give them an opportunity. Some are names that I think are new to the community, some have been here before. If anybody of you would like to chime in, please feel free to jump off mic and let us know how you're feeling, what you've been through in the last week. Maybe you just want to listen in, I don't know. But if you want to hop on, feel free. I won't shout out names, dear Nan, so I won't.
No pressure, huh?
No pressure at all, but there's also a few other names there that I don't know the people, so I won't embarrass them like that.
Paula is like that teacher, you know, in the class who always shouts at the back benches, even they don't want to embarrass them. They don't want
There is no hiding from me.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm a newbie, Paula.
You're a
Wayne.
newbie, Wayne. How did you get on?
I'm in the red, but I'm not as stressed out because, like I said before, I'm kind of playing the long haul. So I'm in it for the long haul at the moment. But when I seen the drop, I hadn't got a clue what was going on. That was nuts.
Did you actually watch it in real time? How many people actually sat there watching it?
I had to pull in my car. I was driving up the road and my phone started lighting up with all the buy orders and sell orders. I said, what is going on? I pulled in my car. I just watched it just sliced through 32 like it was nothing. I just shut the phone and just went on about my day. I said, this is a nightmare unfolding. There's no point in even going there. Just get on with your day, leave it, look at it the next day, and then see where the dust settles. Because at that point, you're already wrecked. And then what do you do? There's no point in crying over it. You're wrecked. The game is up. So
I grabbed a bag of popcorn.
enjoy the show. Huh?
I was coding and it was awful. It was awful. I could not even concentrate what I was doing because I had two screens, one in the eye of the shark, another one on the shot room, and another one on the coding. So
I suppose another question to the newer people, would this put you off the cryptocurrency market? Because I know it does. With a lot of people that come in, they've put in a little bit of money, they've invested their time researching things, and then all of a sudden they're in the red. And, you know, it would be a put off to anybody. So does anybody here, are they starting to feel like, maybe this isn't for me?
I'll jump back in again and say, no, I'm still in it for the long haul. It hasn't scared me off now. Not yet.
Good.
I have some friends that they went on the top on 2018. They bought Bitcoin on the top, and they were really frustrated. They were blaming everyone, and today they were really happy because they even with this dip they still up. So learn that this is a long journey, not just a day or two, and that's the mindset that you need to take.
But I think there is also something that has changed. First of all, you gain a little bit more experience, which is good. But what you also realize is that the market is becoming bigger. So the game is changing also. It's becoming more complex. The blockchains are becoming slightly more efficient, or they're moving forward. And there will be financial products as things evolve. And there will be a whole financial background that possibly will evolve. I think in the past, the conversation was a lot about Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin is now getting backwards, although it's still very important, but something new is coming on. And that's the bit that bit is also more complex. It's not just Bitcoin. That's a lot of around it in terms of technologies, and financial products. So I think that will evolve and it will become more complex. So it's not just buying and selling. You need to be a little bit more careful in what you do.
That's very good advice. And we just have a question in from Alfonso. What do we think about the Wyckoff distribution? Do we think Bitcoin is following it? So we did discuss that earlier on, Alfonso. And yes, very much so. I believe that it's been following the distribution. And as I said earlier, I'm not 100% the distribution is actually complete yet, that there may have been an interruption due to other events like trying to wick out Justin Sun and stuff like that. I see some extra cameras have come on. Ricardo, hello.
Hello, hello all. I'm new to the community. Happy to be here to learn a bit more about crypto.
Good on you. How has your week been? How new are you into the market?
Yeah, so well, my experience goes back to 2018. I was one of the ones that Marco mentioned before, bought on the top and then went down quite a lot. I got frustrated, and last year I sold everything I had. Luckily, I had by accident didn't sell some bit of Bitcoin, and I found this year when I resumed my my interest in crypto that has grown quite a lot. So I was quite happy with that.
But that happened exactly with me, Ricardo. I think you remember, Paulo, that I told you that my reinterest just started on January of this year. So that happened exactly with me. The only difference is I decided to learn how the markets work and don't do the same mistakes that I did on 2018.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel more motivated this time because I think that I'm kind of trying to learn more about the technology and the use case that the technology has. And I think it has a lot of potential, not only because of the money, but also because it might be helpful for my working future, right? So yeah, I feel much more motivated, but this week, yeah, I felt a bit frustrated as well, because I thought, well, this is the same experience as I had in January 2018, exactly the same. So, but yeah, this time I will hold.
Good. John, would you like to jump in and say anything?
Yeah, I'm new to all of this. I invested a small amount of money about a month ago, and I'm now probably at the same level as I was a month ago. I didn't invest in Bitcoin at the time. The only reason I didn't invest more a couple of weeks ago was because I couldn't get my identity verified on Binance.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
Yeah. And you said, yeah, and I haven't got to contact them yet on Twitter because I'm quite passive in this at the moment, and I'm very glad I was passive in that now. So I'm just wondering how far this is going to fall, and maybe this is an opportunity for me to get in at the floor.
To be honest, I'd be waiting to hear people start to call the bottom. Nobody started to call the bottom yet. Now, obviously, people are going to get it wrong, but at least when people start calling the bottom, you can see there's a little bit of confidence coming back into the market that things are steadying off at least. And if it's not the bottom and you buy in with a longer term plan, it doesn't really matter because the only way is up.
Okay.
So, well, I think on that note, because we have reached our time, in the chat, I dropped in the forms that I was speaking about earlier. So we have a skills form in there. We have a form for the contest, coin of the month. Of course, it's free to enter, and also oh no, I'm going to ignore the coin of the month. I need to update that one, and I will send it out in email through the meetups group, because we were to change it to 2 coins. Okay, that will only allow you to submit 1. But the spreadsheet is there if any of you want to add your social links, and you can all follow each other and stuff like that. So I'll find a place to actually park these where they're easily accessible for everybody. So at the moment they're there in the chat, and they'll go out in the email as well, and I could probably attach them in the Telegram group. Can I, Dee?
Yeah, you can pin the post on the top.
Great. Well, I know there's still a lot of people that aren't in the Telegram group, so I will send it out in the meetups email as well. So I will. So listen, everybody, look, it's been a hard week. I can't give you any guarantees that it's over, For those that are hanging tight, hang tight. I am hanging tight with some of my stuff myself. But like I said, I have scaled out positions as well, and I do have orders set to be buying back in at as low as 25,000. So we have a new meeting on Monday night to talk about what we were going to talk about tonight, which has come up already, which is the issue of security and keeping yourself safe with crypto online. That promises to be a really good topic to talk about because it's something that affects all of us, no matter what level we're at in the crypto game. So we have that on Friday, and on Monday, or we have that on Monday, and then on Friday, we're also going to be looking at how to assess a project and how to review a project before you invest in it. Because I know a lot of people are hopping on projects because of reputation, names, speculation, but you should really know what you're investing in.
But the problem today with the projects is that you need to go to be on that launcher pads. If you don't have a launcher pad tokens, let's say, enough to, you lose all the runs. I tried to go in a couple of days in Ockham and whatever, and I couldn't. So I lost. I think it's really interesting the way they did it. I think it's a little bit better than was in 2017.
ICOs in 2000, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, even jumping in at that stage, Marco, to be honest with you, if you haven't actually reviewed the project and you're just jumping in it because it's on a launch pad, you know,
Ockham I felt really
and
interesting.
you make a loss.
Ockham I found it really interesting because it was the first launch pad to add to the future ADA. So I think it was really interesting. It was my thoughts at the time.
So, well, on that note, everybody, I think we will call it an evening. Thank you all very much for showing up, and hopefully we will see you all again on Monday.
See you all
Thank
about
you.
that.
Cheers,
Bye.
buddy.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Take care.
Cheers, Dave.
Bye bye.
Cheers, Mario.
Bye.